Welcome to Sports Express with Mike Levin and Spencer Davidson. Brought to you by Scalzo, Zogby, and Wittig Insurance, Herkimer College, and Nice and Easy Grocery Shops.
Coming up on the Express, high school football playoffs hit the semis, and Herkimer was just one of the teams in action.
Plus, the Comets hope to continue their hot streak with another win over Binghamton, this time at home.
But first time for tonight's big game, Dolgeville against Cato Meridian in a Class D semifinal game from RFA. First of two Class D games from RFA Stadium is Johan Dorer on the right there. And the Blue Devils hoping to punch their ticket to the Dome. Dolgeville fans flocking to Rome, including, what's this, Batman with a goat?
That's Bat Goat, Mike.
Oh, I see. Well, in any case, Dolgeville down early, but Casey Foster scores from 2 yards out, and the Blue Devils take an 8-6 lead. And in the second quarter, Foster does it again, this time from a yard out. Big D, a 28-13 lead at halftime.
In the third quarter, who do you go to if you're Dolgeville? Mr. Terrific himself, first from 7 yards out, gives the Blue Devils a 34-13 lead. Then, after a Cato fumble, Dorer scoring a 2-yard touchdown. He also threw to Dan Fox, so Johan all over the place tonight.
And the Blue Devils are moving on with a dominating 50-19 victory to advance to the D final next Friday at 5 from the Dome.
We've been working so hard all season, and finally the hard work's paid off. And it's just an amazing feeling, and I can't wait to be there. We've tried for 3 years now, and I finally made it.
We wanted to establish up front the line of scrimmage. They came out with a little bit of a spread look, caught us a little bit under with a little bit of surprise. We made some adjustments and slowed that down, and I knew we could score, all right? And that was the one positive thing for tonight. As soon as we got the ball, we would score.
Hello, everyone. I'm legendary sportscaster Mike Burgundy.
And I'm Champ Davidson. Whammy!
Welcome to this special Halloween edition of Sports Express with your well-dressed anchor men here to take you through tonight's high school football playoffs.
And don't forget about hockey, too, Mike. We'll have the Comets later in the show.
Of course.
But first, more football as we've got the second half of the Class D double dip from RFA. Morrisville and Hamilton hoping to join Dolgeville in the final, meeting Sandy Creek today.
A defensive battle at the Hoke, Champ, as the Vipers, striking like the majestic serpents they've been all season long. Former athlete of the week, Nick Crispin, a 16-yard run, but meh, MEH, yes. Had to convert a fourth down on a reception by Logan Bailey.
So Bryce Bellinger goes for the 20-yard field goal, and he splits those uprights. Vipers would recover a fumble, had to punt, and the ball goes over the head of Zach Dow right here. And the Comets, no, not the Utica Comets, are in business.
And they turn that TO into wonderful, wonderful points. Cameron Hall from 27 yards away breaks free like a Comet himself, streaking down the sidelines. A 7-3 lead became 14-3 at halftime, and it escalated quickly in the second half. Vipers defanged to the tune of 35-10.
You know, that really got out of hand fast. In the Class C semis, the Herkimer Magicians taking on the Jordan Elsbert Eagles for a spot in the section finals.
Herkimer took a 26-13 lead into the half, but in the third quarter, Eagles comes out soaring. Austin Barriger, a deep pass downfield, cut by Dylan Dunham in the end zone for a 6. Two-point conversion. Good. We have a close one, 26-21.
That's right. Later in the quarter, Magicians take back momentum. Mitchell Scherer with a huge game, takes it himself and bounces to the outside all the way down the sidelines, and whammy! Two-point conversion good, and that expands Herkimer's lead to 34-21.
Then in the fourth, Magicians going for the kill shot on fourth down. Scherer up the middle to, of course, Dan Apley. Makes the grab in the end zone. Herkimer continued to rack up the points. 42-21. They'd go on to win it 42-27 to advance to their fourth section final next week.
After the game,
well, we played pretty well. You know, at times we got caught sleeping on defense, but that happens. And sometimes you get up by 3 touchdowns, and kids are kids, and you know sometimes they fall asleep on you. But it is what it is. We played well tonight.
Our team never lets up. That's the team we are. We never let up. This team has great character. We knew it was going to be tough. They came back a little bit, and then we were like, all right, let's go. This is go time. So then we exploded. We went off as a team.
In Class A, the Whitesboro Warriors took on the ESM Spartans for a bid to the section finals as well. Now, Mike, what the heck's a Spartan?
Well, Chap, I believe a Spartan is an old wooden ship.
No, that can't be right.
Well, anyway, first quarter, Warriors driving. Colin Stewart takes it through the lane, and for 6, Warriors take a 6-0 lead.
Wasn't Colin Stewart the Utica Comets captain last year?
Oh, yes, he was. Different Colin.
Well, ESM takes the lead 7-6, but on the following kickoff, once again, just as I predicted before the game, Josh Zaleski gets it, and he tells the Spartans that he's going to take them out for a very nice seafood dinner and never call them again. Another kickoff return for TD for Zaleski. Whitesboro retakes the lead 12-6.
Yes, it looks like he was jogging. Yeah, jogging.
Might be a soft J, I don't know.
Yes.
Well, Whitesboro with a strong first half, but a big collapse in the second half as they end up losing a heartbreaker, 38-35. Well, coming up, we'll head to the ice where the Red Hot Comets welcome the Binghamton Senators to the Odd tonight.
But first, we'll unveil our athletes of the week who came up huge in the first round of the playoffs 1 week ago.
If you want to join the conversation on Twitter, use hashtag SportsExpress. This is Sports Express.
Time now to unveil our athlete of the week, and to do that, we turn to none other than this man, Brick Davidson.
That's right. Thank you, Mike. It's Travis Moyer from the Oneida football team, and last week in their 48-0 section quarterfinal win over Marcellus, Moyer had 5 total touchdowns.
You know, Brick, you can look at the teleprompter. It's, you know, it might be easier.
Ah, well, hello. Four of Moyer's touchdowns came on the ground, while the 5th was through the air. The Indians' senior rushed for 152 yards on 22 carries as his team advanced to the Class B semifinal round.
Moyer was one of the guys that had to step up for Oneida to be successful this year, and he certainly did just that.
Early on the season, I didn't get as much rhythm, and this game I got the ball enough, and I gained the rhythm and kept getting yards, and so it helped a lot, and I felt pretty good. Hopefully I can do it again.
You know, Travis has been a very, very steady running back for us. He's averaging over 6 yards a carry. Not only can he carry the ball out of the backfield and run hard and keep his feet going, but he's an excellent receiver as well. That dual combination makes him a pretty tremendous threat.
Well, those were wonderful sound bites indeed. Here's our contact info for coaches or athletic directors to nominate an athlete of the week. The fall season wrapping up, so only a few weeks left until we start looking towards the winter season.
Now, there's one game we haven't shown you yet, another Class C semi-Notre Dame, hoping to meet Herkimer at the Dome, but first they had to take care of defending champ General Brown.
Oneida will be in action.
Kevin Womack, unbelievable tonight.
Yes. Kevin Womack, unbelievable tonight, as he always is. 52-yard score here. Jugglers up 18-6 after that.
Yes, General Brown, Ice are staying in it, but Sullivan, the big pick to end the threat, sets the stage for more Womack. 4th and 16, no problem. He scored 8 touchdowns on the night as Notre Dame won 52-40. They'll meet Herkimer a week from Sunday at the Dome. Now, we mentioned Oneida. They will be in action tomorrow, meeting Homer in Class B. But until then, that's it for the old pigskin this week.
Ah, yes. No longer ice cream weather. Up next, it's all about hockey again as the Comets were back on the ice at the Odd, welcoming in Binghamton. That's next on this Halloween edition of Sports Express.
For final scores and video highlights from tonight's games, log on to WKTV.com. Welcome back to Sports Express.
Welcome back to this Halloween edition of Sports Express. I'm Mike Burgundy. With me now is my good pal Spencer Fantana.
Comets watch. The Comets were back at the Odd tonight, taking on the Binghamton Senators, looking to impress the ladies and make it 5 wins in a row. Jacob Markstrom looking to continue his shutout streak as well, and you know what they say, 60% of the time he stops the puck every time.
First period, Senators on the attack. Markstrom stops one shot, but Alex Guptill there to chip the rebound over his shoulder and in. Shutout streak ends as the Sens take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, well, still in the first, Senators with it again, and they work it around. This time, getting it to Derek Grant, who puts it past Markstrom. 2-0 Senators, who, by the way, are comprised of real pieces of Senators, so you know they're good.
Yes, well, in the final minute of the second, Comets finally on the board. Travis Earhart at the face-off, his first of the year with the Comets to bring them within 2.
Yes, and the Comets would eventually tie it in the third, but they fall 4-3 in overtime as their winning streak comes to an end. Now, here's the lovely Sports Express scoremaster.
This is Sports Express.
Now it's time to take a look at what we have coming up tomorrow. So, Spencer, what do we have? Oh, geez, are you shaving already?
Yes. No Shave November starts, well, tomorrow. So.
Yes, that's right, in just 30 minutes.
Yes, well, the UC Ice Hockey Opener, the men are at the Odd tomorrow. I will be having that for you. Also, UC Field Hockey at Gaetano Stadium. I'll have that for you as well.
Empire 8 title on the line.
Big game right there. And girls soccer section finals. Let's see what the girls have on tap for tomorrow.
That's right, I'll be going out to Cortland for that. But we want to quickly talk about the Comets again. They lost tonight, but Spencer certainly, yes, you can ditch the mustache, but certainly they are still playing very well even though they lose tonight.
Yes, well, they had a good run, the Comets. No team based out of Utica, AHL, or any other team has had a 5-game winning streak, so this was a tough task for the Comets, and especially for Jacob Markstrom, who had the pressure of trying to get that trying to get that record in the books, but it was not meant to be tonight. But they still got a point out of it, so they have 14 out of a possible 18 points so far this season. So great start to the season for them.
Well, that's the end of our special Halloween edition of Sports Express. From all of us, you stay classy, Mohawk Valley.
And thanks for stopping by.
Okay, you stay classy.
Thanks for stopping by.
Stay classy, I'm Mike Burgundy.
Thanks for stopping by.
This has been Sports Express.
I'm legendary sportscaster Mike Burgundy.
And I'm Champ Davidson. Whammy! Welcome to your AM Sports Express Rat.
First of two Class D games from RFA Stadium is Johan Dorer on the right there, and the Blue Devils hoping to punch their ticket to the Dome. Dolgeville fans flocking to Rome, including, what's this, Batman with a goat?
Well, that's Batgoat, Mike.
I see. Well, in any case, Dolgeville down early by Casey Foster, scoring from 2 yards out. Then in the second quarter, Foster does it again from a yard out. Big D, a 28-13 lead at halftime.
In the third quarter, who do you go to if you're Dolgeville? Mr. Terrific himself, first from 7 yards out, gives the Blue Devils a 34-13 lead. Then, after a Cato fumble, Dorr scoring a 2-yard touchdown. He also threw one to Dan Fox, so Johan all over the place.
And the Blue Devils moving on with a dominating 50-19 victory to advance to the D final next Friday at 5 from the Dome.
We've been working so hard all season, and finally the hard work's paid off. And it's just an amazing feeling, and I can't wait to be there. We've tried for 3 years now, and I finally made it.
We wanted to establish up front the line of scrimmage. They came out with a little bit of a spread look, caught us a little bit under with a little bit of surprise. We made some adjustments and slowed that down, and I knew we could score, all right? And that was the one positive thing for tonight. As soon as we got the ball, we would score.
In the second half of the Class D double dip from RFA, Morrisville and Hamilton open to join Dolgeville in the final, meeting Sandy Creek.
A defensive battle at the Hoke Champ as the Vipers striking like the majestic serpents they've been all season long. Former Athlete of the Week, Nick Christman, a 16-yard run, but MEH, yes, had to convert a fourth down on reception by Logan Bailey.
Very clever, Mike. So Bryce Bellinger goes for the 20-yard field goal, and he splits those uprights. Whammy! Vipers would recover a fumble, but had to punt, and the ball goes over the head of Zach Dow, and the Comets are in business, not the Utica Comets, of course.
They turn to that TO into wonderful, wonderful points. Cameron Hall, from 27 yards away, breaks free like a comet himself. 7-3 lead became 14-3 at halftime, and it escalates quickly in the second half. Vipers defanged to the tune of 35-10.
Man, that really got out of hand fast. In the Class C semis, the Herkimer Magicians taking on the Jordan Elbridge Eagles for a spot in the section finals.
Herkimer took a 26-13 lead into the half, but in the third, Eagles come out soaring. Austin Barriger with a deep pass downfield, caught by Dylan Dunham in the end zone for 6. 2-point conversion good. A close one, 26-21.
Later in the corner, Magicians take back momentum. Mitchell Scherer with a huge game and takes it himself, bounces to the outside, all the way down the sidelines. And whammy! 2-point conversion good on that, and Herc expands their lead 34-21.
And then in the fourth, Magicians going for the kill shot. Scherer up the middle to Dan Apley. Says Baxter! Very nice. Grabs in the end zone. Herkimer continues to wrap up the points. Back up the points, 42-21. They're going to win it 42-27. They're going to their fourth straight section final next week.
I thought we played pretty well. At times we got caught sleeping on defense, but that happens, and sometimes you get up by 3 touchdowns, and kids are kids, and sometimes they fall asleep on you, but it is what it is. We played well tonight.
Our team never lets up. That's the team we are. We never let up. This team has great character. We knew it was going to be tough. They came back a little bit, and then we were like, all right, let's go. This is go time. So then we exploded. We went off as a team.
Whitesboro Warriors took on the ESM Spartans for a bid to the section finals as well. Now, Mike, what the heck is a Spartan?
Well, Shep, I believe a Spartan is an old wooden ship.
No, that can't be right.
Well, anyways, first quarter Warriors driving. Colin Stewart takes it in through the line. And in for 6, Warriors take a 6-0 lead.
Wasn't Colin Stewart the Utica Comets captain last year?
Oh, yes, he was.
No, well, ESM takes the lead 7-6, but on the following kickoff, and once again, just as I predicted, Josh Zaleski gets it and tells the Spartans that he's going to take them out for a very nice seafood dinner and never call them again. A kickoff return for TD, his 4th of the season. Whitesboro retakes the lead, 12-6.
Looks like he was jogging, or was it jogging when in Rome?
No, this one was in Chittenango, Mike. Whitesboro, though, with a strong first half, but a big collapse in the second half as they end up losing 38-35 in a heartbreaker.
And one more game for you, another Class C semi. Notre Dame hoping to meet Herkimer at the Dome, but first they had to take care of defending champ General Brown.
Kevin Warmack, unbelievable tonight as he always is. 52-yard score here. Jugglers up 18-6 after that.
General Brown, aye, sir, staying with it, but Nick Sullivan with the big pick to end the threat. That sets the stage for more Warmack. 4th and 16, no problem. He scores 8 touchdowns on the night. Athlete of the Week material once again. He was our first. Notre Dame won 52-40. They'll meet Herkimer a week from Sunday morning at the Dome.
And now on to the ice and the Utica Comets. This ain't my first rodeo, Mike. Hosting the Binghamton Senators, Jacob Markstrom looking to continue his shutout streak. And as my good friend Spencer Fantana would say, 60% of the time, he stops the puck every time.
First period, Senators on the attack, and Markstrom stops one shot, but Alex Guptill is there. Chipped the rebounder over his shoulder and in. The shutout streak ends. The Sens take a 1-0 lead.
And still in the first, Senators with it again, and they work it around, and this time get it to Derek Grant, who puts it past Markstrom. 2-0 Senators, who, by the way, as my friend Spencer Fantana would say, are comprised of bits of real Senators, so you know they're good.
Yes, well, in the final minute of the second, Comets get on the board. Travis Earhart off the faceoff, his first of the year to bring the Comets within 2.
Yes, and the Comets would eventually tie it in the third, but they fall 4-3 in overtime as their winning streak comes to an end.
So, what do you have coming up on Saturdays, Mr. Davidson?
Well, today I got UC Ice Hockey opener. They'll be at the Aud. UC Fields Hockey with a very important matchup for the Empire 8 crown in the regular season, and girls soccer sectional finals. We'll see what's going on in the playoffs there.
And now for your morning pleasure, let's look ahead to Sky Rockets in Flight. Afternoon Delight. Afternoon Delight. You stay classy, Mohawk Valley.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by.